believe it not, Neuronin's back, slicing through the noise with a culture attack. Pop culture, films, and the world we see. Deleted scenes, where the truth runs free. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews, to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews, to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Yeah. Steal out under YouTube Pro, let's roll.
All right. Good afternoon or evening to all of you out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being, American, and YouTube Ronin. And I'd like to welcome you to Oscar-worthy? Nah, better. Our top 10 best movies of 2025. I want to say hello to everyone currently joining us on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. I want to say hello to a few people who've joined us here in the live chat. FKHC 2005, sometimes known as Tim. Enigma Severus. Channel member JPRPH1. Faithful Blue Wrench, channel member The Bird Woman of YouTube. Watch out for her second channel, Fluff Chick Productions. It's Connie Clary. Alright. My co-host is backstage. So there's no time like the present. Let's bring him on. Corey, Wilkie's Movies and Music.
Hello, sir. How we doing?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing good. Ready to hit our positive movies that we want to talk about.
Indeed. All right. So, there are years when you don't get to every movie. And
I definitely didn't.
And I didn't either. And movies that are considered the best of the year by certain groups, not on the list because I didn't see them.
Same.
No One Battle After Another. No Marty Supreme. No Hamnet. No Sentimental Value. Sorry, folks, I just didn't get to them all.
I didn't get to any of those either. I didn't either.
So. Anybody expecting those movies to be on our lists, I guess you're going to be disappointed because we just didn't get to them. Yep. My most anticipated movie of the year, I never got around to it.
Oh.
So it's not on my list. So, hey.
You still are anticipating. Yep.
Well, no, because I heard it wasn't that great. So.
Oh, well, then you're okay. Then.
I'll wait a bit. All right. So, what you're getting is our opinion, our 10 favorite movies of 2025.
What we watched. Yeah,
of what we saw.
Yeah.
As I mentioned last night, between the two of us, we saw like 130 some odd movies this year.
Most of them from you. But.
Yeah. Granted. But, yeah. So, and hello to Big Al Presents, host of Films with Friends, the creator of the 10-Word Review. All right. So, Corey, why don't you go ahead and start us off with your number 10.
All right, we're going to go with number 10, and maybe I'll have some disagreements on this, but I had a really good time with Final Destination Bloodlines. So, that was one I had a good time with. I felt like it was a good return to form for the franchise. I thought, some of the early ones I really liked. I have not seen all of them, but I felt like some of them kind of fell off a little bit that I saw. But I thought this was a solid return, and it threw in a lot of the fun. of the originals, where you kind of see the domino effect of things leading up to what's going to happen, or who's it going to be. But you see the little dominoes falling in this, little each scene where or something bad's going to happen, or is it, and they throw you off a couple times on it as well. And I thought, I don't know, the storyline of this was really cool too, where, and I don't think it's like spoiling it too much, but at the beginning you have this young couple going up for a romantic meal at not the Space Needle, but it basically is the Space Needle. And I thought that opening sequence was awesome. The effects of that, everything that was going on, I thought they did a really good job with it, and it ramped up the movie for me to kick it off really well. And basically, there's somebody that cheats death at one point, and it starts getting passed down the bloodlines, down through the family, and it's tracking them all down, because basically, if things happened like death planned, those children, those branches of the family tree would not have been there. So it was pretty interesting premise for it. Thought it was a good return to form. There was some good comedy, some laughs, some good gore, and good kills. So for me, if you like the original couple Final Destinations, this was a nice return to form.
And of course, bringing Tony Todd back for one last
Yes.
go around as
Yeah.
Mr. Bloodworth. Yes.
Yep. That was a great scene in there too. Yeah. It's a touching scene too, like just what he says during that as well. So anyway, yeah. That was great that he was able to be in that.
Unfortunately, I did not get to this film. I'd always intended to. I wanted to. I just never found the time, unfortunately. So I can't really speak out on this one.
Yeah,
But I hope to see it sometime down the line.
Yep. If you're a horror fan and you like some of the Final Destination movies, it's worth giving it a shot.
Right on. All right. So on to my number 10, which is Song Sung Blue with Hugh Jackman and now Oscar nominee for this film, Kate Hudson.
Nice.
And this tells the story of a Neil Diamond tribute band, Thunder and Lightning, I believe they're called. And there was a documentary some years back. I understand it's also kind of making the rounds again. And basically, it kind of tells the story of their rise, their formation, their rise, this romance that develops, these two families that come together, kind of Brady Bunch style, and their trials and tribulations, and the good with the bad, and in kind of telling this kind of biographical tale of, like I said, this tribute band. It's kind of very life affirming at the same time, because it does have this very, blue collar feel to it that I came to like a great deal, and that's in the end what won me over. And great performances across the board. The music's great. The scene where they get to meet Pearl Jam is a lot of fun, even though the actor they got looks nothing like Eddie Vedder, but still.
I said the exact same thing.
Yeah. So this is a movie I went into not really knowing a whole lot about. I thought it was, when I first heard of it, I thought, was this going to be a biography of Neil Diamond, or what exactly is the story? And then I wound up seeing this, as I'm sure we all did, through because this was a mystery movie night selection.
I did not have. I can't either. Didn't have it, or that was one I couldn't. And I couldn't. It was one of the two. It didn't have it, or I couldn't get to it. Either way, I did not see. I actually just watched this one last night. It popped up on
Oh,
the Peacock streaming service, so
right on.
it is on there now. And I literally just watched this one last night. So, but no, I agree with you. It's about the life affirming, the blue collar. Both of them had the rough roads behind them and trying to make one a good, better road in front of them. And no, it was a touching story. I knew bits and pieces of the story, but not all of it. So there was some things that really, but it was funny. My wife and I were watching it, and as soon as it was over, she was like Googling, like, cause she was like, I got to find out how much of this is like accurate and not, like cause she liked the movie too. But yeah, all of a sudden she was Googling, yeah, Lightning and Thunder, the band or the group, and everything that was going on there. And anyway, yeah, it was surprising. I enjoyed this one way more than I thought I was going to.
I know.
Good
And,
music too, and they were
very much so.
And,
Yeah.
and then both of them were really singing too, weren't they?
Yes.
I think like Kate Hudson and Hugh Jackman, they were actually singing. They weren't lip syncing. I mean,
No.
maybe in this, but that was their actual voices in the songs, right?
Oh yeah.
Or at least I thought
Absolutely.
that was. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so they both did amazing. Both had
They
great
did.
voices.
They
in it,
did.
yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, I mean, yeah, all of the awards recognition has been going towards Kate Hudson, and that's great. But Hugh Jackman is just as good here as well.
Yeah.
For anyone who just knows him as Wolverine, yeah, as Enigma says, this is more along the lines of how he got started. He was kind
yeah.
of he's a song and dance man. He started out doing musicals on stage.
Well, and didn't
So
he
he
go to
did-
like schooling for like performing
Yeah.
arts or and
Something like that, yeah.
yeah.
So,
So he's
Yeah,
probably
he-
having fun getting to stretch his or spread his wings
Indeed.
a little bit and do some
Yeah.
more things like this. So
yeah, he's not just Wolverine, folks. He's still got some tricks up his sleeve, and he had a great part here, and he knocks it out of the park as well. Anybody hasn't seen Song Sung Blue, please check this movie out. Show it some love; it deserves it.
absolutely,
Yep.
I agree.
It's also a
If you have
PE teacher.
Peacock, like I said, if you have Peacock, I don't know how long it's been on there, but it hasn't been very long. But I just happened to see it last night, and I was like, let's watch this. So, and I'm glad we did.
And good evening to John Doe Juggalo. Good to see
Hey
you, sir.
Jeff.
All right. So, Song Sung Blue, my number 10.
All right, let me get my screen sharing going here. We're going to go number 10 for me. Came out this summer. And I felt was bringing back the summer action kind of blockbuster movie, but we had F1 with Brad Pitt. I had a lot of fun with this one, and I know there's some people probably are like, meh, but it was a fun, that reminded me of what I remember, like the summer blockbuster movies, the summer action movies that come out, the ones you go into, they have cool effects, like this, fast cars, great music going. You got a bunch of great actors and actresses in it. Just a lot of fun, a lot of action, and usually, a feel good thing too, where, trying to pull through some adversities and come out the other end a better person. And I thought it kind of hit all of those. And just like you see on the picture here, it says from the director of Top Gun Maverick, and you definitely have those influences. And I loved Maverick too. So think of Maverick with some of the fighter jet scenes going around. Well, they were doing it with F1 cars this time, and I thought they did a really good job with it. But yeah, you basically have could have been the greatest F1 driver ever that was kind of young and cocky and kind of washes up and is just drifting around, Brad Pitt, and doing different races or things here and there. And one of his old adversaries when he was young and up and coming now owns his own F1 team and has this bright new young racer that needs to get reined in a little bit. So, and he needs a team. He needs a 2-car team. So he goes out and reaches out to Brad Pitt to be the mentor to come in. And, you know, obviously with this type of movie, you got the personality clashing, the old school, new school clashing. They get to mix in a little bit of a, you know, love story with it too. So it was, it was a great summer blockbuster movie. You get some action, you get a little bit of love story. There's some humor, some drama, you know, it had a good mix of everything, and it looked great too. It was beautiful. And, you got a score from, oh gosh, why am I blanking on it right now? I feel bad now.
I feel like, Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer, thank you. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, I just totally had a mind blank there. But yeah, so you got somebody like that doing your score. The score is pretty good. So yeah, all around, I thought it was just it was a great popcorn movie. Get people out into the theaters and have a good time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was mine.
Right on. Well, F1 is my number 9 as well.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's fun. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, you can just leave this picture up then if you want
Indeed.
to.
That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So, yeah, my number 9 is also F1. And I know I joke that this is the superior version of Sylvester Stallone's Driven.
Oh, I would agree.
Because it is the same plot.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
You know, and I don't say that to hack on the movie. I think it's actually a plus. You know, yeah. This movie is. We need more movies like it, and if there's one thing that Joseph Kosinski seems to excel at, it's making movies for everybody. And I wish every director would remember to do that a lot more. You know, you're not getting preached at. You know, there's no pronouns. Nobody stops any of that stuff for stops the movie for 10 minutes. You know, it's just this go to the movies and have fun watching a well-made movie. Mm-hmm. With a really good cast to it as well, and everybody kind of gets their little moment, which I like. And I agree with everything you said, and it's a fun one. It sounds great. It looks great. It's the first Best Picture Oscar nominee on our list. Definitely deserves to be there, I think. And yeah, I had a good time. I've seen it twice.
Yeah, I ended up buying it. I bought the 4K when that came out.
So did I. Yeah. So
this was one of them. As soon as I bought it, I brought it home and I put it in and I turned the sound up way too loud, and I think I might have had somebody come downstairs and say, "Can you hear it?" I'm like, just make sure I can feel it too. But no, it's a good one. So many people I know that have no desire whatsoever, have anything to do with racing at all, love this movie still because it focused. Racing's a huge part of this, but there was a lot more of the human interactions that were going on and struggles, and nobody was perfect, like you were saying. All of them had kind of things they were dealing with in their past and their own egos and things in the way, and all of them trip at some point. And it's how do they pick each other up, not just themselves, but pick each other up and as a team. And some people can say like, oh, that's kind of cheesy, but you know what? I like cheese, so bring it on. If this is cheesy, I'll take this.
Yeah, I mean, if this is considered cheesy now, great.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it.
So
that was definitely a fun one.
And there's been some talk that they're going to cross over this film with Days of Thunder. So,
I heard that. That would be so interesting.
I'm down. And
that'd be so interesting.
in light of a certain recent AI video that came out, let's let's see what happens. You know?
Yeah.
In this case, let them race.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
But no, enjoyable time. I'll be watching that one again.
Oh yeah, absolutely an enjoyable film, and yeah, and I know there are some people who are like, you know, well, you know, as many times as he crashes, they would probably not allow him to race. And
It's a
it
movie.
does stretch thing a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But it again, yeah, it is a movie. It's not reality. But hey, the real life F1 people, they backed this movie up, and they got it right. So
Yeah, it's a good time.
F1,
Pop some popcorn and watch it.
indeed.
Yeah.
Did you taste the thunder with this, please? Cold trickle to the second power,
Yeah.
crashing here and there, indeed.
It's not. It's well, it's not bumping. It's not rubbing. It's racing.
rubbing, it's racing.
Yep. I actually got to see that one in the theater, Days of Thunder,
Nice.
when it was originally out. Yep.
Yep. F1 was better than I thought it would be. Yeah,
Yeah. That's a good thing. Yeah. Yeah.
indeed. All right. So you're number 8.
My number 8 is I'm behind here. That one threw me off when we had the same one. So, oh shoot, hold on a second. Sorry, I was too busy talking with you, and I wasn't getting my. All right, here we go. Number 8 was a mystery movie that I had, but I don't believe all of you had. But my number 8 is Dust Bunny. I got to tell you what,
Nice.
I like Mads Mikkelsen. I'm a sucker for him. I have not seen anything. I haven't seen all of his work, but I haven't seen anything yet I don't like. And I like the dude. And I thought he did a great job in this movie. It was a very interesting concept. Beautiful, beautiful movie. The imagery, the colors that they pull off in this, I think look great. But yeah, you got Mads Mikkelsen. Sigourney Weaver has a great part in it. Not huge, but a great part in it. And I think Sophie Sloan, I believe, is the young lady that is in the middle of the picture there. She does a great job. I thought she did a really great job for as young as she looked. I don't even know what age she actually is, but she seemed like she did a really great. You got David Dastmalchian has a kind of a
Great
funny
little part in
role
there, yeah.
in there too. But this is one that you're kind of guessing what's true and what's not true in this. But so Sophie's character, she's an orphan, but she's been through different homes, and it seems like bad things have happened to the foster parents each time, and she just swears that there's this monster under her bed, and it's taken the parents, and the parents don't believe her. She's scared, and it kind of makes her act in certain ways. I don't want to give anything away, but then she comes across Mads Mikkelsen, who in a sense is basically a hired hitman, I'd say, in this. But she sees some things, and the imagery that they do with the movie, it's great because you don't know what is reality and what's not. And they live in the same type of apartment complex, and she comes to him with this little wad of cash that, everything that she has, and asks for him. She wants to hire him to kill this monster under her bed. And, of course he doesn't believe her, but then it's that journey of what's going on. He feels that it's these bad people that mistook her as a connection with him and coming back to get him for bad things he's done in his past. She feels that it's this monster under her bed, and you're kind of trying to figure out as the movie goes on which one is correct. But in either case, it's a fun watch, and like I said, beautiful movie. I thought they did a great job with the visuals of it. I thought the characters were all fun in it. There's some dark humor, like little comedy in there, but some cool action sequences and visual effects. I'll say that. Yeah,
indeed.
that is mine.
And I actually finally got a chance to sit down last week and watch this movie.
Oh, good.
Just missed my list, but it's very high up in my honorable
That's all
mentions.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie definitely keeps you guessing because I call this the missing link between Pan's Labyrinth and The Professional.
Oh, yeah. I could see that. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and where you have the young girl hiring the assassin, him kind of taking her in after this tragedy, and then you have the is it real? Is it not real?
Yep.
Of Pan's Labyrinth, and much like that movie, it tracks so well. Both of them might be possible,
Yeah.
and so yeah, and I don't want to give it away either because
Yeah.
it's part of the fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is an excellent film. I was really surprised. I was hearing good things, but I always have that little bit in the back of my mind of, what if I'm the guy who doesn't dig it?
No, yeah, and that's
know.
perfectly fine too. Yeah, that's
Because
perfectly fine too.
There was another movie that was kind of hyped up to me, and that was K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, I have not seen that one yet.
And when I saw it, I thought, well, the animation's great, the songs are good, but this is kind of for girls. It's for kids.
Hmm.
And then I saw a video that went into this kind of Christian angle that the movie has within it, and I'm like, oh my God, they're right. And that raised the film up in my estimation of, yeah, there really is some, decent Christian messaging about good and evil in that film. And it does totally track. And I'm like, yeah, it made me respect it a little bit more. Again, a movie that is not on my list. I know it was number one for a number of people. That's great. I get it now. But, it kind of took me a little while before it kind of came around to hitting me. And I have a lot more respect for it now. And if there's a sequel, I'm there for it.
I definitely want to check it out. It's just I haven't. There was no reason other than I just couldn't get out to the theater in the times where it was running at my theater, with busy schedule and everything. But that will definitely be one I want to check out just from what I've heard of it. So
yeah, it's an interesting one, right?
Yeah,
but
so Dust Bunny.
yeah, Dust Bunny, you're number 8.
Yeah.
And it's on my honorable mentions.
Nice. All right.
So, yeah. All right. So my number 8. Good Boy.
Oh, I want to see this one so bad.
Yeah.
I have not seen it yet.
All right. Well, this of course is a story of demon possession, told from the point of view of the family dog. And and hello
Interesting
to
premise. Yeah.
yes.
Oh, sorry.
Hello
I mean,
to Inspiration TV. And this was a movie that was filmed over 3 years. And of course, the dog does not know he's in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
The story behind how this movie even got made is almost a private admission itself. Is into theaters. I don't know if they've done the streaming version, but the in theatrical version, there was like a 10-minute making of at the end of it, which explains how they went about doing it, how they filmed it, how they got the dog motivated to do the scenes.
Yeah.
And it's really quite amazing because this is not doubles, it's not CGI, it's not It's not a guy in a dog suit. It is a dog from
Yeah.
start to finish. And this dog outacts 90% of the actors I saw in movies in 2025. Honestly, when I went on social media and I said nominate this dog for an Oscar, I was not kidding. The
Yeah.
dog is that good.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like I said, it's the story of demon possession. This demon possessing this family one by one. Told through the story, told through the eyes of the dog. And again, another movie that's kind of about life and death. As so
Yeah.
many movies these days, last year seemed to hit on a certain topic.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is a movie that gets you into feels because it's such a cute dog and you're rooting for him from the beginning.
Yeah.
And there's that whole, does the dog die? Does the dog die?
Yeah.
No, guys, he does not. But no, blow the movie for me. Does the dog survive? Yeah. The other one.
Not so sure.
R.I.P. Bandit. All right, so you have oh god, what was the character's name? Todd. Yeah, Todd. He is kind of the lead human character in the film. He is suffering from cancer. He moves into the country to convalesce to the home of his grandfather, who has also passed away under some kind of rather mysterious circumstances we come to learn throughout the film. And, of course, takes his trusty dog Indy with him. But Indy comes to realize very quickly something's up with this house.
Yeah.
And there might be something else in it that's not me and not my human. And then literally proceeds to sort of Scooby-Doo this thing.
Yeah.
in its own way. And it is it's a creepy film. And I don't want to give too much away, which is why I'm trying to talk around certain things. But yeah, and they keep it to 73 minutes as well. So I mean, there is no fat on this film. Every scene is important, and every scene works, and the dog is in every scene, and just knocks it out of the park. You got a great Larry Fessenden cameo, who plays the grandfather, and he does a lot of horror films. He's a director as well as an actor. Yeah, it's very well done, and it hits you in the feels, man. It really does.
Yeah.
And
Definitely one I want to check out.
for sure. So, yep, my number 8. Good boy.
All right. I like it.
Yep. Poor dog is like, what the flip is happening recently? Got a bunch of psychos going nuts on me. It kind of, yeah. The whole way that they, watch the behind the scenes on this thing, because how they had to shoot it in so many little pieces, because if the dog just wasn't going for it that
Isn't
day,
feeling
then they
it.
didn't have any footage.
Yep.
So like I said, it took 3 years to shoot that 73-minute film. And you're basing it, on this cute little dog who thinks that hey, oh, this is a game? Yay, I'll play. Or it's, go away. I'm going to sleep today. you
Yeah.
know? And, yeah, it's a good film. It's very intense, but, man, for me, it worked like gangbusters. I loved it.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things. That's why I
Yeah.
definitely need to check that out.
Good Boy was so good.
Yep.
Indeed. Yep. Yeah, and here's your number 7, which
Number 7 was a very early in the year mystery movie. I think maybe even the first
Yeah.
one of the year.
I think it was, and it's actually a pretty decent movie too.
Yeah. So I had Companion on my list, but yeah, that's the fun thing about going back through these lists. I kind of forget which ones I watched early on in the year, and this was definitely, I think it was the first mystery movie I was able to do anyway for the year, and it's kind of one of those like, oh yeah, this was 2025, but I had a lot of fun with this one. I know there's some people, I don't want to go into too much if people haven't seen it. I know some people say some trailers already spoil some things anyway, but I won't go too far into everything. But it's just a very interesting concept. I'll say that. This was listed as a horror movie on ours. I don't know if I'd go straight out to horror, but there is some gore and blood and some things. But yeah, basically you have this couple that goes on this weekend trip to this big kind of mansion cabin thing way out in the woods with a bunch of other friends for a weekend, and it just kind of turns into some people having some darker intentions behind the trip, and just say there's a good sci-fi twist to it, and I like some good sci-fi movies, so that is in there as well. So sorry, I'll probably stay kind of vague if nobody's seen it. If you don't mind some of the things I just said, don't watch any of the trailers. Just go watch it. If you've escaped seeing anything or hearing anything about it so far, but yeah, I had a good time with this one. I didn't know anything about it really, so I really enjoyed it. Yeah, this was right up there on my list. I wasn't expecting. I didn't know what to expect, I guess, because I didn't know much about it, and I like Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid. I thought both did a great job in it. But yeah, there's some dark humor and things into it too, but it was entertaining for me. And this is another one I bought, so I have this in the collection to be able to watch again. So yeah, that's what I think. It's a fun one.
Good film. Not on my list, but probably would have gone higher if I didn't know the twist going in.
Yeah.
And yeah, which was the unfortunate thing, that they kind of gave away as much of the movie and the marketing as they did.
Yeah.
And hello to Eli Cortez. Long time no see, been a while. Good to see you. And yeah, good film. Good film. I still recommend it. And Sophie Thatcher, very good. Jack Quaid is kind of a little hit and miss with me, but he's good here.
Yeah.
It also helps that you're not really supposed to like him all that much.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because as we come to realize throughout, everybody in this movie kind of has their own agenda.
Right. Yep.
And it's kind of, whose side is who on,
Right.
And yeah, it's interesting, and also hits on AI in robotics, and how we go about. It gets very Westworld, and and how your treatment of. So we say an artificial life form, for lack of a better term. And yeah, it's interesting film.
Yeah.
So
Yep. So that is mine.
Companion number 7.
Yeah.
All right. Well, onward and upward to my number 7. From Gareth Evans, the director of the Raid films. Havoc.
Oh, nice.
Tom Hardy. And this was a throwback to the to kind of 80s action films, what was referred to at the time in Hong Kong as the heroic bloodshed films. I'm talking like the films of like John Woo, Ringo Lam, films like that, like Better Tomorrow, The Killer, City on Fire, and this is like I said, stars Tom Hardy. He is part of a anti-drug unit that gets corrupted, and when a raid goes wrong, an undercover man is killed, and this kind of starts to eat away at Tom Hardy, and he becomes this kind of very cynical about things, and begins to kind of question the choices he's made, and tries to make a better man out of himself. And the son of the equally as corrupt mayor of the city, that it's very much like I heard the city in this film compared to Gotham City without Batman. What would have happened to Gotham City if there was no Batman? And that's true. And Tom Hardy kind of, in effect, has to become Batman during the course of this film. Okay. And so the corrupt mayor has a son who is also kind of getting dragged into this criminal element. He gets involved in some illegal activity. He does a job for a Chinese gangster, and then when that gangster gets killed, the mayor's son gets accused, and the mother of the dead gangster shows up with an army and begins tearing up the city, trying to find out who was responsible for killing her son. And it just becomes this, like I said, this John Woo style free-for-all throughout the city that ends in probably one of the best final action shootouts I've ever seen in any film ever. No. And it's very well done, great stunt work, great the practical effects are good. I agree there is some dodgy CG in this. Mm-hmm. But I think it just adds to the flavor, because it does feel like you're reading a graphic novel as you're watching this film. And that's one of the things that I liked about it. If you looked at it as the fact that you're watching like an Ed Brubaker graphic novel come to life, if you like John Woo and Ringo Lam, especially the movies that they did in the 80s and 90s, this movie is right up your alley. And they don't make movies like this anymore. And I had a blast with it. Okay. And is it going to be for everybody? No, it's not going to be for everybody. If this is not your style of film, or even your style of action film, then it's going to leave you by the wayside. But I was there, kind of cheering Tom Hardy on through this whole thing. It's great, and I had a blast. And it's one of my favorite action movies of the year. And here it is in my top 10 at number 7.
Nice. I have not seen this one, so can't comment on it at all. But
Eli Cortez says, I've only seen Anne Hathaway's Havoc. Spicy movie. Yes.
I guess I missed that one, too.
Yes, it is.
I missed that one, too.
Indeed. Yeah. Yeah. Anne Hathaway is definitely in that film. For sure.
All right. I missed that. I missed that one too.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me take that off of there. And your next film, sir.
All right. So we're at the halfway point now. I think.
Oh, where are we? That was
Will this be 5?
Havoc was my number 7. Yeah, it was my number 7, so this will be number 6.
6. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my number 6 is Begonia.
Oh.
So this was one that really surprised me. The trailers for it really intrigued me. We got Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. They both were great in this movie. I'll just say that right off the bat. It was an interesting premise, and it's kind of out there a little bit. And another one where I don't want to dig too deep into it if people haven't seen it, but Jesse's character in this is kind of a conspiracy theorist, and he feels that Emma Stone's character, who is this major CEO of this big, I think, pharmaceutical company, or they're involved with a lot of different things, that she has these like ties to aliens, and that they're trying to destroy the earth. And, you know, he's just going crazy thinking that her and her company and their intentions are to do that. And he devises a plan to kidnap her and try to get it out of her, basically, and try to get in front of the aliens to talk them out of destroying the earth. And through this whole captivity hostage thing, she's trying to talk sense into him. Like, she's just pleading with him, like, do you hear the things that you're saying out loud? And but then you start getting things again, kind of like Dust Bunny, where you get little bits here and there where it likes to try to keep you guessing of what's reality, what's not reality, what's true, what's not true. And I thought that did a really good job with it. And overall, it was a good movie. Definitely go into it as don't dig into it much. If you have any desire to see it, like, go into it, and pretty blind. And I had a enjoyable time watching it. So there you go.
Right on. All right. Begonia was one of the movies I didn't get to.
Yeah.
So sadly, I can't really speak out on this one, but I've heard some really good things. Again, another Best Picture nominee this year, as well as from Stone. So Begonia. I guess it's one to check out.
Yeah. And as you can see from the picture right there, if you ever wonder what Emma Stone looked like with a shaved head, you get to see that. So there you go.
Right on.
But a lot of that stuff I said, they have it right in the trailer. I don't think they give anything too much away with it. But yeah, I'd say if you have any interest in it at all, just dive into it and don't look into it at all.
Right on.
All right, so that's
Okay.
mine. Sorry, not to be short, but like some of these,
No.
some of them have some twists and turns, and I just don't want to say too much about some of them.
Indeed. All right. Well, one movie this year that definitely had a twist to it, that actually, once again, did get given away in the trailers. However, I don't think I minded all that much, and I don't think a lot of other people did either. And my number 6 is Sinners.
Oh, nice. Yep.
Yeah. Of course, Michael B. Jordan playing the Smokestack Twins, and they are going to open up they return home. One of them has been in the Army. They've both been involved with, in some way or another, with the Chicago mob, with Capone. And they return home with a suitcase full of money through some ill-gotten gains. Possibly stolen, possibly not. Don't really know. And they return home with the intent to open up a juke joint and kind of reconnect with some old friends and with some family. And, and the first, really half of the movie is them trying to do exactly that, is to establish this this juke joint and go really into a legit business for themselves, which is fine. And unfortunately, there are also some vampires about who want to crash the party. And this movie has a lot going on, and it was kind of played off as a ripoff of From Dusk Till Dawn. And yes, there are elements of that film in this one. It's undeniable. However, I think it's got a lot more going on than just that From Dusk Till Dawn plot line. You know, it's also a character drama, a character study, in particular of these two twins and of the young boy played by Miles Caton, who they meet along the way, who is from this very kind of, I guess you could say, kind of an ultra-conservative religious background, who wants to break out and be a blues musician. And in a lot of ways, I think the movie's really more about him in the end than it is the twins. And Miles Caton, you know, for all the Oscar nominations that they threw at this movie, I wish there could have been one for him, because I think he's just as good as anybody in the film.
Yeah.
Now, about that, I did want to bring that up, the 16 Oscar nominations, which is now a record. It also, the fact that there are more categories now than there have ever been, and there's going to be more in coming years. Do I think the movie deserved 16 nominations? No. I thought that was kind of overkill, and in a way kind of virtue signaling too. You know, because, you know, every time, and I am going to get political about it for just this one little bit, and then I'm going to go back to what I liked about the movie.
Okay, but remember, this is the positive video.
This is the positive video. And
right.
what I am about to say is not against the film, it's against the Academy. Quit treating every movie with a predominantly black cast like it's the first movie that's ever done it. You nominated Sounder for Best Picture back in the 70s. You've done this before. Quit pretending like it's the first time. You know? Now, back to the good things about the movie is just about everything. It's well acted. It's well shot. The lead up to everything is just great. It is well written. Certainly deserves to be at the top of everybody's lists. It's a well-made film, and I had a lot of fun with it. And not just with all of the vampire stuff, which kind of is what drew me to the film. You know, the music angle is great. The character arcs that everybody takes, like I said, in particular, Miles Caton's character, make the movie for me. You know, and there are people who will say, well, all the white people in it are villains. I go, yeah, but you got to measure that. You got to measure where they are in the country and the time that this movie is taking place in, and that was happening. You know, if you want to end your movie with your black main character shooting up a bunch of Klan guys, go for it. They don't speak for me. So I'm fine with that, you know. And people go, okay, what about the vampires themselves? I go, here's what makes Remick not just a villain for me. This is a guy who's kind of going through the same things that Smoke and Stack are. This is a guy who is like starved out run off of his own land. This is a guy who, in a way, kind of had to deal with his own prejudices. One of the ways he tries to get the remaining brother to join him at that point in time is, hey, I am in the same boat that you are. I know how it feels. Join me. Let's go after, the Klan. And I'm like, okay. I'm kind of okay with that. But yeah, because the movie is taking place at the time that it's taking place in, you have to go into what was going on at that time and the politics of the time. There are people who will see this movie as woke, and that's fine. I disagree. I think it's got a lot more going on than that.
I agree.
Maybe that was not the intent of certain people who were involved, and whatever. It's Hollywood. Those people are going to have their opinions. But I think this is a movie that works on so many different levels.
Yeah.
You got a movie that is trying to be a character study. You got a movie that is trying to have these musical. It's almost is a musical in points. It's trying to be a horror movie, and it's trying to tell a story of what life in the United States was at that time. And hey, let's avoid doing that in the future. Mm-hmm. And I thought it's a movie that's spinning a lot of plates.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't break any of them. And so that's why Sinners is my number 6.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, how about I just say, I'm not going to say too much of it yet. About it yet. How about that?
Right on. All right. Well, we are at the halfway point, number 5. Okay, everybody, let's kind of shake out. Let's smoke them if you got them. Let's drink if you got them.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So, all right. Well, folks, those of you who are with us in the chat, reminder again to please hit the like, share out the stream. Let us know in the chat or in the comments, what were your favorite films of the year?
Yeah. It's always fun to hear other people's choices. Yeah.
Indeed. Whenever there's a video like this, I scroll through the through the comments and see what other people liked and compare it to my own list. And hey, drop down into the comments or here in the live chat. Let us know what were your favorite films of the year. All right, number 5.
All right, we'll see how many feathers I ruffle or whatever with this. But my number 5, we're gonna go with Black Bag.
Nice.
I really enjoyed this one. I was really intrigued with just the cast by itself. I mean, you got Kate Blanchett, you got Michael Fassbender. Just right off the bat, right there, I'm like, +1, +2, whatever, and then you got Pierce Brosnan. The rest of the cast was great too. I didn't know all the rest of them, but pretty much everybody you see right there on the screen have some pretty good roles and big pieces of this movie. And I thought they all did a great job. And so I'm not going to claim to come up with this myself, but somebody kind of threw this out there, and I apologize, I can't remember who it was, but they were like, this is kind of like a spy movie, but really about the spy part of it, not just the action, shooting them up, gadgets and things. I mean, this was like really focusing in on the true spy aspect of it. You got Kate and Michael's characters in here. They're a husband and wife that both it's a very interesting dynamic that they have because they both are basically spies and can't disclose things that they're working on between the two of them. So they have a lot of fun dialogue where they're playing off of each other, and I think it works really well in the rest of the cast too. And the story, the way it develops, I think it works completely. I know it's not for everybody because I've heard some other people like groan when I said like I really like Black Bag, and they're like, oh my gosh. But if you like spy movies, this was like, it felt like a true spy movie to me. You know, like it was grounded and realistic, and there was a lot of great dialogue, and there was mystery and setup and backstabbing, and everything you could think of with spy espionage type of film. And no, I just had a really good time with it. Kate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender both are just amazing, and like I said, pick any one of them on that picture right there, and I thought they played their roles just really great. I was into it. It surprised me. I knew I was going to check it out, but I ended up liking it way more than I was expecting. So it was I figured I'd like it, but it surprised me. So yeah, I got it here at 5? What did we say? So yeah, so I had a really good time with it, and it's shot really well too. It's a beautiful film, and there's a couple tense scenes. I don't want to give anything away, but there's a couple tense scenes that I just love how they played out. So yeah, if you're into that type of thing, definitely worth checking out.
Indeed. And stay tuned a little later on. You might be hearing about this movie again.
we have a couple flip-flops here between us.
Yes, we do.
Well, that's kind of funny, but yeah, so really, there we go.
All right. A hello to Lieutenant Giratina. And Connie says she wants to see Dust Bunny. Yep. Very much so.
I had a really good time with it. I enjoyed that one. For sure.
Right. Wasn't in my top 10, but was in my top 15. Dust Bunny.
That's all right.
Indeed. And hello to Anthony's Horror and More.
Hey, Anthony.
This is what's up, y'all. Sinners is great. The film does have a lot of messaging, but it's handled very well and organically. It doesn't feel heavy-handed. Agree? Yeah.
Agree.
All right. So on to, we're speeding through this tonight. As for my number 5, Warfare.
Oh, I've not seen this one yet.
All right. Well, this is written and directed by Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza. And they met because Ray Mendoza was he was a technical advisor on Garland's previous film, Civil War. And they, of course, had some conversations about Mendoza's own real-life war experiences. And from those conversations came this film. And it's kind of One Day in Fallujah, through the eyes of Ray Mendoza and his fellow Delta Squad. They are sent off as Overwatch. Their team is split in two. One team is going to go off and do one mission. Mendoza and his group are on Overwatch, and they are surrounded, and a firefight ensues, and it becomes a kind of a survival horror war film in a way too, and telling the story of these guys trapped in this house with a family, with civilians, and trying to survive this siege. And you have the parallel plot of the other team now having to come back and extricate them. And it is, you're a fly on the wall. It's a day in life, and it's nothing flashy. They don't go into the politics. It's not even. Nobody by the end of it is really a hero. Everybody is just trying to survive and do their job and get themselves and their friends out alive. And that's what this film is. And again, another movie that's kind of no muss, no fuss. It's an hour and a half. And you are in it for that hour and a half. You smell the smoke. You can, you're in the middle of it, and all the blood, sweat, and tears that goes along with it. And it's a good film. And like I said, it's based on what these men saw to the best of their memory, and it's a movie that I think didn't get a fair shake at the Oscars, and I can tell you again why. These are not men who are like these broken foul-ups. They're just guys trying to do a job. And whenever there's a movie like that, Hollywood doesn't like it too much. You got to go kind of outside of the Hollywood system to make a movie like that. And I'm glad that they did. And that this was a movie meant to memorialize the men who were in battle on that day. And hey, my proverbial hat is off to them. It's probably one of the most realistic war films I've ever seen.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, not glamorizing anything, but just gritty and realistic is what I've heard. So I definitely want to check this one out. But yeah, like you said, kind of some of these you got to go outside of the big studios. But I this is another A24. They have quite the range of films that
they do.
You see A24 stamped on, and I think that's pretty cool. I mean, it's a wide variety of movies, so it's thankfully there's companies like A24 that can get out and get those movies pushed out to the theaters and get some physical copies into people's hands.
Yeah, and I like what I'm seeing right now out of like A24 and Neon and the studios like that.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
And I'm a big proponent of independent creators in general.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I always say, be the competition. And this wasn't a movie that was so much about trying to be the competition, but just trying to tell a story about war as honestly as possible and as realistically as possible. And like I said, you're a fly on the wall and you're in the middle of it, and it's got again a good cast of kind of indie actors. You got DeFaro Unatai plays Mendoza. Will Poulter's in it. Charles Melton. The kid is not only going to be He-Man, but is now also going to be Rambo. Noah Centineo. He's in here too. Michael Gandolfini. A lot of good actors in this film, not necessarily household names. But, yeah, and this is, with the exception of one other movie that's going to be coming up later, the movie I saw the most times.
Oh, okay.
This year as well. So, or at least second place in the number of movies I saw the most times.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Warfare is my number 5. I very highly recommend it.
All right. Very good.
Yeah.
So we're to my number 4.
That's right.
And I said I'd be maybe talking about this one a little bit later. So here is my tip of the hat to Sinners that you were talking about a little bit earlier. And I said, oh, we're flip-flopping a couple of these, but just that shows how good they are when there's they keep on popping up on people's top lists. But I agreed with like what a lot of things you said on this one. I thought it was shot beautifully. I know the whole the comment you heard of the comparison to Dawn into from Dawn to Till Dusk. But I still I enjoyed this one a lot. I thought it was really cool how they pulled off Michael B. Jordan being Smoke and Stack. And
Absolutely, yeah.
it was
the
very
visual effects are fantastic.
Oh, it's great. It was. I've seen some where they try to do it, and it's very. You're like, I can tell. This one seems so natural and real that I just got to the point where I wasn't even paying attention that it's the same actor. It's two different actors out there, and I don't know. They pulled it off great, I thought, and like you said, with as much music as in there, the music is great in it. The action's great. There's some good little gory scenes and stuff, and I don't know. I can understand why it's up for so many awards. It hit on a lot of things. Like I think you were mentioning it. You felt like they had a lot of plates spinning, but didn't drop any of them. And I would agree. There was a lot of things that they had going on in this movie, and I think they did an excellent job with it, and definitely be one I'd rewatch multiple times. So it's one I regret that I didn't get to see in the theater, but I have seen it since. I corrected that. But no, it was really good. The cast was great too, I thought, in it. Oh gosh. Like I said, well, I was already talking about Michael B. Jordan, him playing two characters in it. I thought did great. Jack O'Connell was, I think, really good in his role. Yeah, spooky, and just all the way through that. Haley Steinfeld, I'm still going to say it still creeps me out a little bit seeing her in more adult roles. I still think of her as a very a lot younger person than she is right now. So there was a couple scenes in there where I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. You do have to kind of
I know.
get
but
your
it's just,
mind around that. This is why I prefer women my own age.
well, it's just I don't know.
Careful.
You just like no. There's sometimes you like see some people are like the only thing you knew them from was something where they were a lot younger. Now they're grown adults or I don't know. It just threw me off a little bit. I'll just say that. But I think she did a great job with it and with her role in there. But no, overall, great movie. I can understand why it's up for so many awards, and yeah. Hopefully, I mean, who knows? I think it'd be kind of cool to. I'll just say, man, if they could I would love to see this. Talking about some of our disappointments on last night's stream. If they continued this story and brought in werewolves, I think it would be really cool. I don't know if they would do that or not, but. As I'm choking. But I don't know. I would be like, I would not be upset if they rolled another one out and they did kind of that world building with this a little bit. I'm not saying it's got to be like 24 films and multiverse and everything, but if they did another one of this, and had brought in something like that and the conflict there, I'd be down for it. I'd watch it. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that.
Right on. All right. Sinners, number 4.
Yeah.
All right. My number 4. Zach Cregger's Weapons.
There you go.
Yeah. The best horror film of the year, in my opinion. And there were some good ones this year, for sure. And the marketing for this movie, which was fantastic and did what it was supposed to do, which was to make you interested in seeing the film, and yet do it in a way where nothing is given away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great little mystery Zach Cregger himself said it was kind of modeled after Magnolia, and it is, where you have the differing perspectives. You know, it takes place mostly over a couple of days. You have, of course, the story, which are these 17 school children, all from the same class, disappear the same time, 2:17 a.m., and it is about trying to find out where they are and what happened to them, seen through the eyes of their teacher, one of the parents, the classmate who didn't disappear, a uniformed cop, and the school principal, and a junkie. You know, and how everybody kind of has a piece of the puzzle, as it were. And then that's what this movie is like. It's like reading a good book, and it's like trying to put a puzzle together. And like I said, everybody has a piece. And once they get out of their own way and realize that they're on the same side, let's go and save the day. And it's got one of the creepiest villains of all time.
Yeah.
Who's just kind of a, you know, kind of a cross between, like, you know, she could be your mother, she could be Pennywise, you know? I mean, he's just like a, Amy Madigan, Oscar nominated for this film. Unfortunately, the only nomination this movie got. Well deserved. One of the greatest villains in screen history, or at least in recent history for sure, steals the film. And watching it again recently, I'm surprised by how very little of the film she's actually in.
Yeah.
She's not in a lot of that first, you know, 2/3, you know,
Yeah.
and then she comes in and steals it. And it's a great film. Everybody is great. Julia Garner, who we were talking about last night with Wolfman. Josh Brolin, of course. The boy.
Yeah.
Carrie Alexander, excellent. Great. A lot of really good child acting
Yeah.
this year. Yeah, I went into this movie with some trepidation because Zach Cregger had also done a movie called Barbarian, which I didn't like all that much because I know people love it, but I've been around a while, and I saw what was coming in that movie, and kind of a little too early on, and it took me out of it. Well made, granted, but just it didn't hit me on the level that it did everybody else. So I kind of went in this movie going, okay, the trailer looks good, but I could hate it. You know, and I could walk in and just figure it out too soon, and I didn't, you know, and I was on the edge of my seat the entire time watching this thing, and one of the things that you don't realize going into it is really how darkly funny it is. You know, and you find yourself laughing at things in this movie that you really shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Should I be laughing at this?
Yeah.
You know, so it works on that level as well. You know, and I like that everybody who saw it kind of held on to the twists that were in it and didn't give too much away, and that's good too. And that's usually the sign of a good movie when, you know, even the people who are like it are like, don't want to go too much into it,
Right.
you know. And even in my review, you know, I kind of had it was like, now it's so choppy that it's just like, you know, I don't want to give it away. You know,
Right.
But yeah, I mean, once you realize what is going on and how it's happening and why it's happening, and it all tracks. It's very well done, and I had fun with it.
Yeah.
Maybe I should not have me because it starts out being this very grim premise because you
Hmm.
have this town that's kind of ready to tear itself apart because you know this tragedy has happened and they don't have answers. Where are these kids? It's every parent's worst nightmare. I would be very much like Josh Brolin's character in this movie. I'm not sleeping. I have to know. It's I am one of those people who I cannot not know where my own kid is. At the end of
Hmm.
the day, I got to know, and and he just kind of he goes off into the wrong direction in many ways too because he is so off the rails
Yeah.
through so much of it, and it's when it gets to a certain point where he teams up with another character, and again, like I said, everybody has a piece of the puzzle,
Yeah.
and and the fun of it is watching them solve this mystery. The fun is the dark comedy, and this was a movie that was kind of born of tragedy because Zach Krager is one of the cast members on The Whitest Kids You Know, and he lost his best friend from that show
Mm.
under some you know circumstances that are still being kind of questioned today, and of you know was this an accident? Did he do it himself? Was it something else? And the fact that this was a movie that kind of came out of this man trying to deal with his own grief from losing his best friend, and it's definitely, you can feel that there through this whole film, and because everybody is kind of in their own. You're not only dealing with people who all have a piece of the puzzle, you're dealing with people who are in their own kind of going through their own stages of grief too, and so you got the characters who are not accepting it, and then you have the characters who are in denial, and just want to be
Right.
shut of everything, and
Right.
and then you got this poor little kid is just at the center of all of it, and yeah, and it's got this very ambiguous ending to it too, because
Yeah.
I think at the end of this it's not quite over, and it might
Yeah.
never be. Interesting film, very well done. Zach Krager's going to do Resident Evil next,
Mm.
and that seems to be the third rail for a lot of filmmakers, and I hope it works out for him.
Yeah.
'Cause I wish he'd kind of abandon that and go more into this direction. But
Yeah.
yeah. So weapons. That is my number. Where did I say? 4. My number
Four.
4.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
All right.
All right. So we're on to my number 3.
Chase.
Number 3. I'm gonna go with 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. So this one surprised me. I've liked I enjoyed. I was late to watch, and 28 Years Later. I'd seen the other two, the original two, like a long time ago, but did not get to see 28 Years Later in the theater. But Bone Temple, I did get to see that, and picks right up right after 28 Years Later, and man, it's I really enjoyed this one. So I don't know how much to go into it, but it's just a continuation of the story of life after this contagion, this virus, whatever you want to call it, but that in a sense turns people into zombies. And everybody like argues, is this, well, it's not a zombie movie, it's an infection movie. Well, either way, something's spreading in a certain way that turns people into zombie type entities basically, and want to feed on other humans. And so this is further into the future, obviously 28 years later, was before this one, but right at the same time, so 28 years later, it's where everybody's at right now. And so the United Kingdom is still pretty much walled off from the rest of the world. They've kind of contained the virus from spreading outside of that. There's active patrols of warships around to make sure nobody tries to leave to go to other countries to try to contain the spread of it. But it's just a very interesting look at some different people and how they handled their spot in all of this and where it takes them. Yeah, I don't want to go into too much, but it's very interesting. You get to see, if you saw the first one, Spike, the young boy in it, you see him being picked up and where he ends up going off to, basically looking for this. Ultimately, he was wanting to find a. Anyway, I'm not going to go into too much, but Ralph Fiennes, or I always say his name wrong, so don't get mad at me. But Ralph Fiennes, he was awesome in this. I thought he was great, the doctor in this, and Jack O'Connell plays a very, very menacing, evil person in this, leading kind of a gang that picks up Spike, the younger boy, trying to, I guess, basically groom him to be one of his followers in all of this. And it's just interesting. The Ralph Fiennes character, this doctor, starts coming across some things and start trying to see whether this virus, whether it can be cured or not, even with his primitive surroundings and what is available to him. But yeah, I can't wait to see the third one. There was three of them that they made all together, I believe. 28 years later, the Bone Temple, and then the next one that's gonna be coming out. And I can't wait to see where they go with it. If they wrap it up, if they don't wrap it up, and yeah, it's got me hooked. I want to see the next one.
Right on. All right, and on to my number 3. The film I watched more times than any other film this year. Certainly the most straight up entertaining film of the year. Black Bag.
There you go, Black Bag.
All right.
So we both like that one.
We both like this one. Yeah.
Yep.
This was a movie that I was recommending to a lot of people, and was through most of the year my number 1. And of course, Black Bag. This is directed by Steven Soderbergh, written by David Koepp. This is the story of basically a mole hunt. You have a trader inside of MI6 that has stolen a device that can cause this Chernobyl type situation to take place. Under the guise that they are going to frame a Russian terrorist for this. And the case kind of dropped into the lap of George House, who's played Michael Fassbender. And behold, wife, Catherine Blanchett, who's also their legendary 6 agent, is on the top of the suspect list. and it kind of becomes the matter of will he do what he has to do if she's the guilty party? You know, and I called this movie this generation's Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. I think it's that good. And you even have a former James Bond in the cast, Pierce Brosnan, and where his character goes is very interesting. Plays Stieglitz, who's the head of MI6 in the film, and you are given an array of suspects throughout, all of whom are very interesting characters in and of themselves, and great character drama. This film, very well drawn characters, and snappy dialogue, very fast paced. This movie should have at least gotten a screenplay nomination, and if it were up to me, it would have. Unfortunately, I don't get to pick the Oscars, folks. Wish I did. And yeah, I had a blast with this movie. It came and went very early in the year, because it kind of got marketed like it was going to be this action film, and it's not an action film. It's a detective story. It's a character-driven detective story, and it's about looking for clues, trapping people in lies, and you're trying to find a liar in a world full of people where everybody is an expert liar. you know, and and the one you may have to worry about the most is the one you're lying next to. you know. So it's very interesting watching Michael Fassbender navigate his way through this world, and it's a great film. I had a blast. Wasn't quite sure where it was going to go, but it's a good film, and
I agree.
it's just this enjoyable little. I don't want to say there's a term I have called breezy,
Yeah.
and by that I mean, it's kind of like you want to be in this world. It's kind of like opening up a window. It's a little bit of fresh air, I would say that if the stakes in this movie weren't so high, because, you are talking about a possibility that if they screw this up, a lot of people are going to get killed.
Right.
And that kind of plays into that. And how willing are you to allow something like that to happen? And you have characters who are, the means justify, and then you got other characters go, morally, we can't cross that line.
Right.
And so, that question comes up too, of, what are, how far are we willing to go? We're supposed to be the good guys. Let's act like it,
Yeah.
So there's that too. And, so it does have this very interesting these little moral quandaries to kind of come up throughout that are very interesting too. And
Right.
yeah, so yeah, I loved it. I had a blast, and yeah, and it's it's over before you know it. It's a very fast paced film, and you follow the clues, and the clues all track, and it's very well done. And and there are only two. And to go to how tightly scripted this movie is, there are only two very brief cutscenes that are on the 4K.
Yeah.
There's only they cut like maybe a minute and a half out of this movie,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't say. I can't praise this movie enough. I love it. And like I said, it was, until my number one and number two came along towards the end of the year. This was my number one for most of the year, and
Yeah, I agree.
okay,
That's a good one.
I loved it.
It was on my top 10 as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
I had I had a lot of fun with it. It'd be interesting to see how much overlap we have for the next two.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a great one.
All right. So
So on to my number
your
two.
number two.
All right, here we go. My number two,
Ah.
Frankenstein. So this was one I know it says in select theaters. It was Netflix for me because there was no theaters reasonable distance from me that carried it, which is very unfortunate. I don't understand why this movie did not get the big screen treatment. It just boggles my mind the names that are involved with this, the director, actors, the from what it looks like, the money that was spent on it. I just don't. It boggles my mind that it did not have at least a short run in a wider selection of theaters. I don't know. It boggles my mind. In any case, Frankenstein, I thought was a great retelling of the original book, and it's just beautiful. I mean, all the way around. The design, the monster, Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein, everything. I thought the story was really well. The way they told the story too, I thought was very intriguing. It skips around, so it's not just a complete linear story. I'll just say that. Again, I hate ruining. I don't want to ruin anything for somebody if they haven't seen it yet, but yeah, you get some skipping around in that for sure. But I really enjoyed it. Again, Guillermo del Toro, the director, I think did a great job. It's beautiful. The set design, the costumes, the whatever you want, or wardrobe, whatever you want to call it. It's all beautiful. The design of the monster, I thought looked great. Oscar Isaac, I thought did a great job as Victor Frankenstein. Jacob Lordy, I probably butchered his name, and I apologize, but as the creature, the monster, I thought he was great in there as well. And then you get Mia Goth in there a little bit mixed through there. So in any case, I thought it was a great movie, and I am just so surprised that it was, for the most part, I know it says select theaters there, but for the most part, stuck to Netflix. So I don't know. They had to. I've never looked up what the budget was on it, but they had to have spent a good amount of money on this for like I said, everybody involved, but just how it looked. I mean, you could tell there was money well spent. The sets, the design, the wardrobes, the monster, everything. Yeah, I don't know. It hit well for me. I'm a sucker for the old Universal Classic monsters, and I thought this was. I kind of wondered where they were going to go with it, and I thought it was well done. We'll just say that. Sometimes I feel like I talk for a long time, but I don't say a whole lot, so I'm sorry, but I think you're still on mute.
Hold on.
There you
All right,
go.
yeah. Yeah, I liked it too. Didn't make my top 10,
That's all right.
but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
got close. Got close. My chief issue with it was I'm starting to get tired of the whole the woman falls in love with the monster thing,
Okay.
and Del Toro tends to fall back on that quite a bit.
Mm.
Um, there are certain things that he falls back on, not to the extent that he does in Shape of Water, but yeah, there's still a couple of his tropes in here. But other than that, I think yeah, it's a very well made film. Um, Beautiful to look at, technically
Oh,
very well
beautiful.
done.
Hmm.
Um, Acting across the board is very well. Jacob Elordi is Oscar nominated for this film, well deserved. Um, Up for Best Picture, like I said, it almost made my list. Um, so don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on it. I liked it quite a bit too. Um,
Well, and that's probably why they only had that
yeah,
in select theaters because don't you have to have like just there's like a minimum of screen time that it needs to have before it can be up for
yeah.
Academy Awards? And I think they did the minimum
Hmm.
from what it sounds like, which
Well,
I just don't understand. I don't understand that.
it was in theaters
There was none around
where I
me,
live,
unfortunately.
very briefly,
Yeah,
but
that's what I mean. Like I think
unfortunately
they did the
I
minimum.
didn't get to it, but so it ended up being a Netflix watch for me as well. But
But whether you think it's a great movie or not, like when you watch it on Netflix, I don't mind that it ends up on Netflix, but I'm so surprised, as big of a production as that is,
it
that they didn't get a wider release in theaters.
it deserved to be on screen.
I would have loved to have seen this one in the
Absolutely,
theater. I had a
yeah.
great time watching it at home, but I would have loved to have seen it in the theater.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's what I had there.
All right, all right. Well, here is for my number two, a movie that could have just as easily have been number one. And so I got to say, this year my number one is kind of a tie. But I'm going to talk about this one first. And it's another Netflix film that also suffered the same fate that Frankenstein did. And
Hmm.
that is the fact that it did not get the wide release that I certainly thought it deserved. And that is Train Dreams with
Yeah,
Joel Edgerton. Yeah.
yeah,
Again, another Best Picture nominee, and of the nominated films that I've seen, all four of which are all four of which are in my top 15, I should say, because
yeah,
Frankenstein's not in my top 10. But um, of the four Best Picture nominated films I've seen, this is my favorite one,
yeah.
and this is a movie that really hit me on this emotional level. It is like a Terrence Malick movie if he would get out of his own way and cut out all of the pretentious stuff out of his films,
Yeah.
and just tell a good story. And this certainly does. And it's Train Dreams follows a man named Robert Grenier, who's played by Joel Edgerton, who got robbed for a nomination. Um, and he is a logger in the Pacific Northwest at the turn of the century, and it follows him from 7 years of age until his death, and you're telling this man's story, and as he sees things change over the span of his existence, and all of the trials and tribulations and happiness and sadness that comes with it, and there's a You know, like I said, it's a movie that is about real life, and it isn't this nihilistic, oh my god, we're all going to die, everything's depressing and screw you and all this, you know. And this is a guy who kind of learns to, and the reason why I kind of equate this to the movie that's going to be my number one, because they're kind of the same movie, and they're trying to get at the same thing for the same reasons. They just have two different storytelling ways of doing it. You know, both of them kind of indie films, you know, with indie sensibilities to them, and both of them are movies about guys trying to navigate through life and, you know, everything that life throws at you. And by the end, I think they both kind of wind up literally in the same place for the same reasons. And even though they are made by two entirely different filmmakers, there is a parallel. There's a simpatico. There's you know, it's kind of like, I don't even know how to say it. you know, and when I get to my number one, I'll be able to make more sense of what I'm trying to say here.
Sure.
But when the thing with me is, I get bored with a lot of movies these days because a lot of them are the same. And they either have an agenda, or they're so afraid to upset anybody that they become nothing burgers. So there aren't very many movies that hit me on any kind of an emotional level. You know, it's a movie. It happened. But when you have, in my case this year, two movies that really made me reflect on life and the people around me and the effect that you can have on them, good and bad, it really stops and makes you think. And with the year that I've had, you know, to kind of end the year into this more reflective mood about things, and kind of having thoughts you never had before, and when we get to my number one, I'll go into it a little bit more. But Train Dreams is definitely a movie worth watching. It's very well shot. The acting is excellent. It's a great story. There's no fat on it. It's got some sad stuff in it. And it's got its share of tragedy for sure. But, you know, it's about the journey that this man takes through life and what he comes to learn about the world and himself along the way. And if it does not bring a tear to your eye by the end, you're not human. So, Train Dreams, technically a tie for number one, but my number two.
All right, very good.
I'll put it that way.
Yeah, very good. All right.
All right.
Well, on to number one. All right. Hold on. I'm sorry. Every time I think I get this under control. Well, let's keep on talking here and look at a different picture of... Hopefully it's showing for you. Train Dreams
Nice.
is my number one for for the year. So I was being a little quiet on purpose because I figured that would just lead right into this. So we just continue our conversation for a little bit. But I agree with everything you said on this one. Another one, like you said, and like what I was saying with Frankenstein too. I wish this would have got a wider release in theaters, but definitely worth tracking down on Netflix. I hope they have a physical release of it. I will pick it up if they do. I hope
Absolutely.
they do. Joel Edgerton, Felicity Jones, I thought were both
Oh,
great
and how
in it.
great! How great is Felicity Jones in
Yeah,
this?
absolutely. Absolutely.
She's great. William H Macy, who I didn't bring up.
Yeah,
who
yep.
is not very much in the movie, but damn near steals it.
And I'll probably
Well-
say her name wrong, but is it
Carrie Condon, who's
Condon
also
and
in F1.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Saw her. She was in a couple movies this year, so she's has a somewhat of a role in it at some point in the movie. And but no, I absolutely agree with you. I thought it was a very moving film. You got it's just like one of those stories that maybe it's not big and flashy, but someone like you said, following his life, not everything is given to him and he has to work hard for it, and looking for that peace and that happiness, and the ups and downs, the love and the loss, and can you come out of the other end of all of this on the upside? And I thought it was very touchy too, and I agree with you. If you don't have at least a little bit of a no, I just got something in my eye, kind of a thing. Or feel that little choking up a little bit in some spots. I don't know what can do it for you then, but it definitely did it to me, and it was a great movie. Very touching, but I could see it's not probably for everybody. It's not fast moving. It's not action packed, but like you said, character study and just emotions in life and dealing with the cards that are, or working with the cards that are dealt with you, or however you want to play, whatever you want to say, but just rolling with the punches or whatever other thing I can say for it. But man, yeah, I'm surprised Joel Edgerton didn't get a nomination as well. And I don't know, that's crazy in my mind. But Felicity Jones as well. I mean, I thought she did great in this. So, but anyway, I'm just running at home what you were saying with it. A complete agreement. I love it. I thought it was a great movie, but like I said, just know what you're getting into. It's not action packed, fast moving, and I'm not saying you don't like things other than that. It's just, I have some friends that watch it and they're like, oh, I was bored. And I was like, oh man, I was just sucked in the whole time with it. And it's a beautiful, beautiful film too. Beautiful country. Like you said, Pacific Northwest. It's just beautiful. And so there's a lot of the cinematography, some of the shots that they have in there is just, it's just beautiful. And some of the conditions and things that these loggers lived with and dealt with through, and being away from family for long periods of time, and the hazards of the job, it's crazy. And like you said, at that time period, the changes, if somebody did survive for long enough, the changes that they saw in that period of time, there were some pretty significant changes that happened from him being born to the end of the movie. So anyway, there you go. So I agree with you. That's pretty good. Pretty darn good one in my book. So now we got to see what you got that was you were struggling with between Train Dreams and this one.
All right. So the movie that I have at number one,
Drum roll.
The Life of Chuck.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know what? I screwed up on this. All right, keep going. Keep going.
All right. All right. So, a movie that hits on a lot of the same ground that Train Dreams does. And again, is a movie that follows a man through his life, kind of from the same childhood, because we meet both of them when they're 7. And we go through their lives. And Life of Chuck starts out in a way that's very odd, because it is, as we come to learn, a story that is being told in reverse. And we are introduced into a world where we actually don't see Chuck. We don't see our lead character for a good 35 minutes of the film. We just see him on, like at billboards and advertisements and what have you. But so there's this whole sort of mystery, sort of, who is this guy? Who is Chuck? You know, what's the whole 39 great years thing? You know, because what happens at the beginning of the film is there is this cataclysmic event that starts this chain reaction throughout the world. And basically,
Oh, I don't know if we lost.
sorry, I had to shut off my fire alarm there.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
What's basically happening is the end of the world. You know, and then we are kind of brought back to the present, and we get to learn about Chuck. And we follow him through his life and all of the people that he comes in contact with. And again, very much like Train Dreams, this kind of story of love and loss along the way. You know. But the scene that really, I think, kind of explains both movies is the scene that he has with his school teacher when he's a boy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, who is this, it is described in this film as being this kind of hippy dippy type who maybe shouldn't be, maybe isn't quite cut out to be a school teacher. But yet, kind of explains life to him in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
And you almost want to tune it out, because you're like, okay, she's this dippy hippie. What's she gonna do? And then you realize as that scene is progressing, she's explaining everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, it's the meaning of life as she perceives it, as she tells this boy, and he takes it to heart. And there's a line in the movie, "I contain multitudes."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Chuck Krantz contains multitudes.
Mm-hmm.
And so does Robert Grenier. And so did the Smokestack Twins.
Mm-hmm.
And so did the Woodhouses. And so does Frankenstein. And so do we. And, you know, I found with these two films that they were kind of the summation of a year, you know, and it was, you know, you have an effect on the people around you,
Mm-hmm.
right or wrong. And there were so many characters this year in the better films anyway. And a lot of them with oddly independent streaks to them
Yeah.
that sort of seem to have that message to it. and somewhere in all of the darkness of this kind of corporate made world, there is a little bit of light at the end of that tunnel.
Yeah.
And the two movies in my number one and my number two, which, like I said, basically, as far as I'm concerned, are tied, because I could not decide between the two.
Yeah.
I think the only reason that I put Life of Chuck at number one is because it does have my single most favorite scene of any movie this year.
Oh, yeah.
And that is when he is the scene with his grandmother in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That comes about halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
And Mia Sara returning, first movie in 16 years. Of course, who I'm sure you all remember from Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Legend and Time Cop and all those movies. And the real Birds of Prey, the TV series from back in the day. That little scene that she has with him in the kitchen, in that whole dance scene, and it's just great. To Dance Hall Days, it's
great song too to have
that was my favorite scene, and that's why I am going to like this movie no matter what happens. That scene was price of admission alone.
Great. Yep.
And as I'm sure everybody has picked up on by now, I am a man of few words, but yet always feels like he needs to keep talking. But these movies really got me. Life of Chuck and Train Dreams, and really made me think, and really made me. They were life affirming. That's the thing. In a nihilistic world, here were these two life-affirming films. And yeah, they might be boring to some people. They might be sad to some people. Not everybody's going to get it, but I got the message.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what. To put these lists together from yesterday and today, I went out to my Letterboxd account and ran a report of 2025 released movies that I've seen. And it shot me out a list. And this was not on it. And I was just checking it while we were talking because, in Letterboxd it has it as a 2024 release. And I believe it was because it was a film festival that it released. And so they had it as 2020. So that being said, if that list I ran to get what ones to look through and decide what I was going to have would have had it on there, it would have made my top 10 for sure. So I didn't even have it on my list to think about and go through. So there you go. But I agree with you. It's a great one. I didn't even think about it because I was just going off that list that that report spit out. And did not have it on there because they were listing it as 2024. But I think it was just because TIFF, like you said, and then 2025 was actually the theatrical, like the wide release for it. So I agree with you. That was a great one. That would have been in my top half for sure if I would have had that one on my list to think about. So I agree with you. That's a great one. And I agree with your tying it together with Train Dreams as well.
And a mystery movie night release. So
yes, absolutely. Yep, that was a great one.
We had a few mystery movie nights in our worst, and we had a couple here in our best too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There you go.
So good time. Yeah, those were fun ones. All of them were like really, really good. So there's a few off of your list I haven't seen. Sounds like I need to track down and check out.
Right on. All right, folks. Well, that is our list of the 10 best films of 2025, at least in our humble opinion, based on what we saw.
What we actually saw, yeah.
Yeah, what we actually saw. And please let us know again in the comments what were your favorite movies of the year. We did the worst of last night.
Yep.
Please feel free to let us know in the comments of that video, which did very well, by the way. So thank you to
That's
the
awesome.
people who were with us live for that.
Awesome.
Really do appreciate it. All right. So, Corey, what do you have coming up?
Just for right now, tomorrow night I am going to be over on Fans of Something, their channel. We're going to be doing a game night. I believe the name of the game is Poorly Explained Movies. So it's fun. I've been on there once. I lost. I came in second, and now this is the redemption round of some of the people that the loss. So I have that coming up and a few more things in the works, but we'll just we'll go with that right now. But again, Deleted, thanks for having me on. It's fun to dig back through the movies that we've watched and go back through them, talk about them. And it's a lot of good times. Now I got some new movies to put on the list to watch here sometime soon.
Absolutely. And thanks for taking the time out this weekend to come on.
Absolutely.
All right. And as for myself, later on tonight at 11 p.m., I will be be hosting Reserve Seats. Geeky Geezers host Aged Boomer will be joining me as my guest for that program. In fact, his program, Geeky Geezers, coming up at the top of the next hour over on his channel. Please check that out. Let him know that I sent you. And let's see. Tomorrow night is, as we mentioned, Mystery Movie Night, which means that Tuesday at 7 p.m. We'll get together and discuss that film. That, of course, is myself with a round table of critics that include, of course, Corey, along with Sense Corner, Kyle Corwith off to cover D Movie Man and Rachel the Elder Millennial, and Enigma Severus. As well, let's see, that'll be Tuesday at 7 p.m. And at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday will be the next episode of Live from Sparkwood 21. I'll be joined by Boomer, along with Troy Pacelli and Netters Network, and we're going to be watching and discussing the pilot film for the Twin Peaks television series. And we will be doing full spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, you might want to go over to Paramount and give it a look first. Also, let's see. Thursday, 4:30 p.m. I will be joining Outlaw Bill for Action Theater, and this week's movie is Mel Gibson's Apocalypto. And then later that night will be at 11 p.m. will be my program Coming Attractions, where you get to find out what I am going to be doing next week. All right. So, Corey, any final words before we close out the show?
No, other than it was a really good year. Like I said, even on my top or the bottom 10 that we did last night, I'd say a good chunk of that list were ones that I definitely did not hate. That's just where they fell in the number of them that I watched. I definitely watched a lot fewer movies than you did for the year. So that where I have a little more overlap for quite a few of those, I'll go back and watch them again. But I thought it was a good year. I'll just say that. Yeah, there was I had quite a few good ones that came out of that year. So,
yeah. All right. Well, as I say at the end of every broadcast, from HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care, stay strong, be safe and healthy, because this is how we win. There's theme music. I will now play it. Good night, folks.
Sherman's back, slicing through the noise with a culture attack. Pop culture, films, and the world we see. Deleted scenes, where the truth runs free. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews, to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews, to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Steven out on your YouTube, bro, let's roll.
You